Welcome to The Chat. Come behind the inbound scenes of some of the world's fastest growing companies. For the past 10 years as Chatmetrics, we've had an exclusive inside view of how these industry leaders are revolutionising inbound marketing and sales across diverse sectors. Each week, we bring you conversations with top minds in marketing and sales who share insider secrets and strategies for driving inbound success. Join us on The Chat, your front row seat to the future of inbound. Today on AI The Fine Line, we're joined by Nick Reaks, Sales and Marketing Director at Teleware. Nick's at the forefront of AI-powered communications, helping companies cut costs, boost productivity, and stay human in an increasingly automated world. Let's get into it, and welcome to the podcast, Nick.
Hey, Terry. Pleasure to be here.
Let's jump straight into it. Where do you personally draw the line between automation and human interaction in business communication?
Well, I think all interactions still need to have that human feel. And where the issues are coming along is people are spoofing other people's voices, which is not. And it's looking like you get into conversations and you're not actually speaking to the correct person you think you're speaking to. And that really is, it's not legal, and it's just happening too much, in my opinion.
Yeah. Connect Pro is built to make companies smarter, faster, and more human. How do you stop AI from becoming just faster and cheaper without the human piece?
Well, it's all based around the human piece as well, because however much you put AI in, it's got to feel human. It's got to feel right, and it's got to do two things: make a company more productive and help with cost savings along the line. So the way that we make it smarter, taking out the need for some human interaction that a lot of humans don't want to do. It's the repetitive stuff that comes through, like a password reset or block cards or whatever it needs to be. That goes out. So it makes jobs more interesting for people. And the assets of AI is that it can do things like transfer information into CRM systems or put them wherever you want to put them, but it just makes life more interesting for the human beings.
And that's for incoming phone calls. Could this be switched around into an outbound scenario?
We have actually just released an outbound sales dialer, which is going to be interesting. And I've had many calls coming in personally to me. And I'm getting to the stage over the last 6 months where you could detect it straight away, where it becomes far more difficult to detect. And I'm really interested in it, take the calls. But I'm saying, are you AI? And some companies admit they are, which I think is the right thing to do. Yes, I am. I'm here to help you. And other ones will say not. So I'll say, give me your date of birth. And that's when it usually catches them out. And they hang up at that point. But yeah, outbound dialing, it's there for sales teams. It's not there to replace people. It's there to sort of filter through and give more information very quickly for the person it's called. And it's not there to take away people's business development jobs. It's there to help them in order to bring in the good information across and not waste people's time with the people you're speaking to. You know, there's either interest or not an interest, and that can be worked out very quickly.
And so the AI actually has a voice, and it makes that first initial call. When the call gets through, that's when it's assessing whether there's a level of interest or not. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, and so the voice has got to be natural and it's got to be relevant. And what I mean by relevant is it's got to have a regional accent. If you're speaking to somebody just doing a campaign in a particular area, it's doing that. And we're in the UK here, and US accents are very easy to get. UK ones are more difficult, so we spent a lot of time doing that. And you just want to speak to somebody, it's normal to speak in a dialect that you're used to. So that really helps.
So you recently posted about voice AI versus IVR.
No.
Are we really improving customer experience or just rebranding bad tech with better voices?
Well, 100% we are improving it. I think everybody I speak to says, I hate talking to those IVR things. That's the problem. And when you dig and say, well, it's not going to replace, it's not going to be any better. What we've brought in is, rather than saying press 1 for sales, press 2 for whatever, press 3 for, and then it goes to the wrong area. And all you want to do is speak to a person because it can't sort your problem out. The way that AI is developed, it actually makes that process far easier for people, far more productive, and you actually want to do it. I think anybody would speak to AI if they could speak and have a conversation in natural language and get what they want. So you've got a chance of being in a queue for 2 hours and all you want to do is a password reset. Whereas if you could just get that sorted through AI that can understand what your problem is and get it fixed quickly, everybody wants to go with that. Where our AI in that scenario comes in, we've brought in what we call prompting. So instead of putting these complicated technical tree-like things like press 1 for sales, etc., you can put prompts in, and it's so simple to set up. And it would be things like speaking a natural language. Your goal is to do this. Can you slow the conversation down? Things that you couldn't put into technology before. They're the human elements that you can just put in very quickly, and talk in a soft voice, put some ums and ahs in to make it more natural. So the experience for the person, that the human that's having a conversation with AI, feels more comfortable with it and more natural.
Yeah.
But it's so simple to set up. Yeah.
These conversations, AI adoption often starts with the idea of cost cutting. How do you shift that conversation around towards customer experience and revenue impact with your customers and prospects?
Really good question. You've got to start with the customer. What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to save costs? Are you trying to be more productive? Are you trying to increase your customer satisfaction? There's usually an element of all three, but you would start, most customers saying, I'm not really interested in cutting costs. I'm trying to make things more productive so I can put my colleagues in better jobs that's going to be more interesting for them. So instead of having to sit and do password resets all day, they're actually talking to customers. And we talk about 20% more productive. And we'll say at the end of the day, on a Friday, do you want to speak to your customers and see how things are? And the reaction being, because you've got the time to do it rather than being flat out doing the mundane jobs. And they'll say, oh, great to speak to you. I love working with you. What else can you sell me? Because I think it's great working with you. So the CSAT score goes up at the same time. So that's the productivity. Some people are saying, I just want to get rid of some people because it's a cost-saving exercise. How can you help me?
Yeah.
Other ones say, been on a 9-to-5 job, I now want to be 24/7, but I can't afford to do it. So AI would take me through in that scenario. So there's quite a few different things. It's all about what does the customer want, and then you put the solution into suit. There's no point coming in there and saying, hey, talk to me, I'll get rid of half your staff. That's not the way to address it. That's not what our customers want either.
Yeah. And so really it always starts with the voice of the customer and the problem that they're trying to solve. And then 100%. You can offer your solution accordingly. Yeah.
Yes.
What's one example where you've seen AI cross the line and actually damage the customer experience?
That's a really great question. I think it is that it's been spoofed. It is the main one in there. It's someone it isn't, or it's a company that isn't, and they're just trying to find information. So there's a lot of fraud going out there that trying to get people's information, and it's an easy way to do it because without trying to sound ageist, if these AI dialers are attacking the older people and not as technology savvy as a lot of other people, and ringing call after call, sounding so natural, and they can give away information that could take a lot of money away from people that don't deserve to lose money. And that's really worrying.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you seen instances of that occurring?
I've read about it, yes. I mean, I'm like you, a great LinkedIn follower. We do a lot of research in those areas. You hear things going on that area. You hear it in the news over in the UK here. It's come up quite a lot, and it is so concerning. And the children, not the elder ones, that come on and saying, you've got to be careful with these things. It's really hard because people are there for trust. Yeah,
absolutely. So look, switching now back a little bit, raising our eyes from the present to the future. What's your take on the future of hybrid comms? Real humans plus AI. How do you see that evolving over the next 2 to 3 years?
I see it in a few ways. The first thing is that people will have the option to be more 24/7. So that's got to be good. So you've got the round the clock area. AI will not replace humans in a lot of instances. It's the first, if I put it into a technical part, it's the first and second line it's likely to help with. The third line will still be there, but I see it been making jobs more interesting for people rather than having to do mundane tasks over and over again. I see AI going a lot further as well, but very quickly. Let's bear in mind that the Industrial Revolution doubled every 10 years. AI is doubling every 6 months, which is frightening. It's getting to the stage where AI, you start worrying how far it will develop itself when it gets on, how intelligent it's going to get. And that is the overall worry, I think, we've all watched these sci-fi films, and that is really a concern of it's got to be not taking control of the whole world, which I know I'm being dramatic there, but it's definitely that concern is out there to keep that control in place.
Look, I think that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's going to keep this thing under control? Because it will get to a point in time, I'm sure, when it can be self-perpetuating and self-growing.
There's a lot of humans out there very greedy, aren't there? And they'll all want to do is make money, but then they could step over the line at that particular point. So the big concern is there isn't enough legal world control on this of what you can do and what you can't do. It's starting to come, but it's still a little bit the Wild West out there. You can do, there's the simple things in place now, legitimate, but really how the country's going to get together to keep control on that. So it doesn't do too much. When I saw it coming in at my age, I was thinking, really, AI is going to come in, start doing a lot of things for me. All humans are going to be, we'll sit back and do more things that we want to do recreationally. But it's that balance between helping, replacing jobs and taking over. And some jobs you wouldn't want to be now. When you're looking at children, what do you want to do when you leave school? I'm not sure I'd want to go into some particular industry because they're saying that could be totally taken over by AI. Then there's other jobs that you're thinking there's no way that's going to be taken over by AI of what people do physically, for example. It's much different.
Exactly.
It's an interesting scenario of what is the future for the next 2 generations.
It sure is. It sure is. Back on the marketing front now, where do you think most companies are getting AI in comms completely wrong right now?
Like they always do, they try to sell straight away, and they don't give the use cases and the outcomes. So it's a typical thing that AI, they talk about technology, what it can do, but when people are listening to it, it's not what it can do and what features it's got, it's what is the benefit to the companies in there. So, for example, use a case of X to Y, X to A to B, and then the outcome of that meant that I was whatever % more productive, and these were, and my CSAT went up, etc., etc. At the moment, it's a technology bake-off with companies, but that's typical in IT.
It's true. I think, it's everyone's, I've got AI, buy this is what it does, rather than the bigger story, for sure. How do you balance speed versus empathy when using AI in customer-facing roles?
That's down to the customer's needs, really. When you say, if it's speed, we would say you're on a call and the call will be recorded, transcribed, summary, resolution. Now, if you're on a call without AI, you might be on a call for 10 minutes and then you might have to do 10 minutes note-taking. That note-taking would be completely taken away. So they're 50% more productive at that time. The main thing from that, though, is there's 2 things, really. You can actually relax and have a conversation rather than try to take notes. And if someone's talking quickly or just talking for a long time, you could easily miss 2 or 3 points out there. And then that would mean that the customer, are you still unsatisfied? You fix these 2 points, these 3 are still outstanding. The first point there is the empathy. You can just get on with the conversation, relax. All the notes will be taken. Then the accuracy of the notes will be far better than a human. Then they can be automatically put into a database like a CRM, so all the notes are there, which, let's face it, a lot of companies don't update their CRMs. People leave and the notes are not up to date, causes frustration with customers, and that's a big plus for you.
Absolutely. Look, I must admit, I've found that in calls now I've always tried to focus on being an active listener and being in the moment, but often you would make a note about something and think, what was that? I just missed that thing, not being able to be there 100%. So I found it very useful having the AI note takers in calls, that's for sure. Absolutely. I find it a big boon. What So from a marketing perspective, in your role with this business, particularly as you're bringing out new products like this, what's the biggest challenge you're trying to solve at the moment?
Get customers to listen and understand their needs. A lot of ones saying, what's your AI voice strategy? Because we spend our time in voice, and they'll go, what have you got on offer? And do you want to be more productive? Oh, everybody says that. I don't trust this AI stuff. So it's moving so quickly. So it's just trying to get mind share of people to listen. So the market already is getting so saturated with AI. But then what does it do? What's it going to fix?
Yeah.
How's it going to fix things? So it's making sure that people have the right mindset to take it on, allocate the right budgets to do it, making sure that we're speaking to the right people, because she quite often isn't the right person, because our solution is focused in on sales and customer service. So making sure that they've got a need and understand what they want. Another big problem is the confusion in the marketplace of everybody talks about it. What does it actually do? What are you talking? I'm already speaking to somebody else on there. No, this is different. So it's just going back to this wild west of everybody's just chucking stuff out there. And it really needs understanding at the C-level, the board level, to understand what we want. Because particularly in the small to medium-sized business, people are busy out there. Oh, you want some of that? Somebody have a look at this AI stuff, rather than this is part of our strategic plan for the next 3 years. We need to do that. That hasn't quite hit yet. So it is confusion out there. It's a problem.
So what messaging are you using to actually cut through that? I mean, look, the budget side of things and all of that, we get it. That's something that they really have to organise. And quite frankly, can be a decision around what do you want to achieve? This is what it's going to cost. You have to make a decision whether you want to allocate budget or not. But what about the actual messaging? Are you finding anything that's cutting through at the moment?
There's a few things. So we aim our product at sales teams and service teams. So we talk about never miss a lead. So it's there 24/7. You actually got someone talking in there. So if someone hits the website, they might want to speak to somebody to speak to AI instantly, because if you get somebody to your website, you don't want them ever to leave. It's expensive running one. Better conversations, smarter follow-ups. I think we've discussed that slightly. Scalable growing sales teams, because you've got the sales teams that can grow with AI, and then measurable ROI. It's dead easy. You've got a cost per minute, if it can be per minute or bundled up like that, and then you do a return on investment calculator to see where the changes are in this service teams.
Nick, sorry, I should actually clarify for the audience as well. Your role is more about, I think, giving messaging to the sales team, isn't it? As opposed to, it's not like a digital inbound funnel. You don't use your website for a lot of leads. Is that the case?
No, we don't. No, we don't at all.
No. So what you're talking about is that's delivering messaging for the sales team to use, isn't it?
Yes, I thought that's what you were asking. Was that?
It is, exactly.
Correct?
I just wanted to clarify for the audience, because most of our guests and audience are specifically on inbound side of things. So that's why I just wanted to clarify that for the audience, that it is actually, this is messaging for the sales team, not for the broader market audience that you're going through advertising or digital marketing through an inbound funnel. This is for the sales team to use.
Yeah. So then service teams as well, it's real-time support and collaboration, because it's there 24/7. We talk about flexibility for hybrid work, because AI could come in there and help with the flexibility of I'll explain that a little bit better. When COVID came, everybody was working from home. We then didn't all go back into the offices. In the UK, majority of people are either home working or working 3 days a week, usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These type of solutions in there aid that type of thing, because you can set it up from wherever you work and it's there instantaneously, the same as Microsoft Teams is. So this follows that around. And then another one is the insights and reporting. You're gathering the information all the time. So you've got call stats, for example, how many inbound calls you've had, how many outbound calls you've made, what's the length of the calls, how many people are on hold. That's instantaneously. And that's a big aid when people are not working together in an office where a supervisor can see all that. If everybody's working from home in any country, to be honest, you get those stats to help and make decisions on them.
Do your team use Connect Pro?
We do. And it was quite difficult.
That was a very loaded question, I know.
Well, I know, but we actually didn't do it at the start for no reason other than we just were offering it. And I said, why are we not using it ourselves? This is crazy. And to encourage a salesperson, it was like, oh, you're just trying to check up on me and, you're doing micromanage on me. No, we're not. But now I can't do without this. It's like, it can do better, do notes as well as me. And I'm going, wow. And I know this is going to be recorded. It's like, the notes are better than you can do because they're more accurate. And it's not a slight on you. It's because you can get on with your job and do the conversation and detailed notes come out rather than summarized notes. And in the service teams, they do it as well because it's just making them more productive. Yes, thanks for the loaded question, but it wasn't as easy as we thought. And I don't know, it's the mechanic thing. A mechanic always has a scruffy cat on, doesn't it?
It does, but I think it's also a lot of organisations overlook the change management piece of implementing any change. Now, and this one, there's always the bit of a risk of, they think people are looking over their shoulders because guess what? All of a sudden the CRM is updated. There's very detailed notes being taken in the conversation. It'd be no different to a product like Gong being brought into a sales organisation where all of a sudden now they're starting to record every single conversation and then analysing those, although I don't think Gong does the level of analysing and coaching that it should, but that's another conversation. Your product that does the outbound calls, is that Connect Pro as well, doing the outbound calls?
It is, yes. It's part of Connect Pro. I could talk through the simple stages of Connect Pro if that would help.
Well, I guess my question is, are your team using that outbound component, the first point of outreach?
Yeah, we're testing it to see how it works. We're a reseller business, but we always like to test things to end customers because we get the best feedback there. It's not diluted. Yes, and it's data. You always have to have the data and you've got to cleanse it and it's gone through the GDPR rules to make sure that you're allowed to do all that. But yes, after we've done all that, we send it out and that aids our sales team of people that are interested. So it makes them more productive. They're not starting from the number doesn't work. That's the first part of the cleansing. They're just not interested at all. That's got out. So it's done that. Even the first level of contact is aided and making the second conversation better and not wasting a lot of people's time for us and for the people that are not interested.
And have you seen the statistics yet? Are you able to quote any improvements?
To be honest, it's too new to do that.
Really?
We've gone through that. The outbound dial is new to us. It's something we just released in the last month. So I wouldn't give you any false stats, but obviously I'll update you when we know more.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Nick, is there anything that I haven't asked you today that I should have?
I think we clarified things very well. Hopefully our audience is happy with that. I think what we just believe that this isn't a threat to people. This is there to make people within businesses more productive. The sales that are made in there, it's going to be a better experience. For that, the service part will increase CSAT. So as long as it's all under control, I think it's a really good solution. And I'm not just particularly talking about ours, I'm talking about solutions within AI as well, which was the overall topic. Is it crossing the line? In some instances, it definitely is. In others, I think it's aiding greatly and it's here to stay and it's only going to improve. And that will be good.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Look, I really appreciate your time today. I must admit, I agree with you. I think it's an exciting time for all of us. Some of us have got a bit more grey in the beard than the others, and it's going to have different effects on people. Some people will get to see, the exciting explosion. I think we haven't really even seen dipped our toe in the water yet as far as AI is concerned. I know I use it in most things that I do throughout the course of the day now, so I'm finding that exciting and helpful, and some work making my job a little bit easier. So appreciate your time today on our little spotlight series under the chat. Thanks very much for joining us, Nick. Appreciate it.
Pleasure to join, and thanks very much for inviting me, Terry.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.